What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Buttons and Buds. We're here
What?
with another episode. It's been 2 weeks with Marathon, and we've been living with it. It's been very fun so far. Just wanted to go over the new patch notes, a couple other things.
It's only been 2 weeks. It feels like it's been like way longer. I feel like I've been playing this game for like 3 months, not in a bad way. Before the marathon people jump down my throat and go, "Oh, you
Man,
hate it." No, I love it. I just feel like I've been playing it for a lot longer than I have because that game takes so much out of me.
we've got some new patch notes as of March 11th, a couple days ago here. And I'm really excited about this because on Perimeter, they increased the amount of basic med cabinets and munitions crates that spawn. So, been a lot more ammo. They also increased the amount of ammo you have just to start with your free kit. It's been way better to fight UASC and a free kit and try to kit up and explore the map a little bit.
Have you noticed the difference? Has it been a noticeable change for you?
As far as the ammo,
The ammo and the med cabinets.
it's funny you should mention that. Once I started to use Thief a bit more, I did find way more med cabinets on Perimeter just because I started to figure out where to look. And I would say the frequency seems to be up quite a bit.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, it's been nice. They're not always there, but when they do spawn, man, it's a beautiful thing. Because it's usually when I'm running a free kit, I have like one patch kit left, and I'm done on shield charges, and then there's a medical cabinet, and it just shines like the glory that is the universe in my face. Then I put them on, and then immediately get killed by an assassin throwing a smoke cloud because I don't have my loot vision anymore.
So I saw some of these combat notes. Did you ever experience this dying instantly while stepping on certain world geometry? I did not. That one sounds crazy. Send us clips in
I
the comments if you saw that.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see any of those. Yeah, send us clips in the comments. The one day I did a ton of exploring was with our buddy Vac, who I met through Jake the All Right Runners
Mhm.
server on Discord. And me and him just like were trying to do the ARG when it was just on Perimeter, like those little marathon terminals. We were just trying to do that because you have to go to pretty much every big POI on the map.
Oh man, no, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, one of the last ones, fucking Huller. And so yeah, you're just literally trying to get around, and we were doing this for the free kits, and it's really cool when you do them in order. It like shows you where the next one you have to go is. And Durandal from the original games, the AI who's like the main antagonist from the original games, starts reading a poem to you, and it unlocks ARG stuff to unlock the actual cryo archive ship. But yeah, we just couldn't do it because we just kept dying. People just would kill
Shit.
us randomly.
Yeah, it's hard out here. Definitely not as many friendly runners as there are friendly raiders and arc raiders. We're all
What
here for profit, man.
what friendly runners? Bro, I saw a clip the other day where this guy downed somebody and he was like, "I'm gonna give you a self revive. I just need you to say boom 3 times with enthusiasm." And the dude goes, "All right, fine. Boom, boom." And then he just shotgunned him in the face. That's the sound my shotgun makes. He looted him and he just left. That is the kind of kindness that you
Oh
get
my
on
god.
comms in Marathon.
Speaking of how friendly people are ranting and raving about this next note here. The increased range gunfire and explosions can be heard from.
Yeah.
Everybody got upset that this basically created a third-party option from across the map for any party. I always experience crazy third-partying even before this patch, so like I wasn't really very affected by it, I guess. I was just like, whatever, it's still the same. We saw a response here. One of the devs was like, shout out to everyone giving us feedback. We're going to try to retweak it, and I think it's interesting how quickly they're responding to people. It's really cool.
I thought so cool. And Ziegler, who's the director of the game, quite literally so responsive on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Bungie has just been like night and day from how they treated Destiny for
Oh, yeah.
basically the entirety of its life, which has been really cool. But for me, I didn't notice anything. I did notice that I hear gunshots a little bit better and I can get into a better position to fight people. I didn't get third partied more or less than I was. I think this was just a reason to complain more about getting third partied. And it had nothing to do with the change and more about the fact that they now had a reason to complain about being third partied instead of just being like, well, I'm just bad and the game's hard. Now they can be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the UESC. Oh, it's the sound change. Oh, it's this. And I do feel like a lot of these games, because Arc Raiders was also a victim of this as well. When an update comes out that gives people an excuse to complain, they are going to immediately look to that and go, this is the reason why I'm dying. And not maybe it's
Yeah.
because I need to get better at playing and focus a little bit more. I saw some numbers that some people haven't even gotten the 7 successful extractions trophy that have been
Oh,
playing this game. I went and looked at it on PS as well. It's a relatively low number too, and it's like not that many extractions you have to go, you have to go
yeah.
to.
So
And I mean, I die a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you I'm like fucking Shroud or anything. Like, I'm not amazing at this game. In fact, I would actually say I'm kind of shit at this game because I'm not really great at aiming, and I've slowly been getting better. But I just figure out my play style instead of standing there thinking I'm a bullet sponge. Because I can't tell you how many people I've gone into a 3v3 with, or 2v3, or even 1v3 as a rook, and they sit there and they think they can just tank bullets, and they don't even
yeah,
have a shield on.
dude. I mean, that guy earlier today just ran into the hazard room and didn't do anything.
Immediately died.
Yeah, this was surprising, honestly. On my Steam achievements here, we've got run repeat, exfil successfully 7 times.
Okay, yeah,
It
so
has
it's
gone
7
up
times.
since I sent it to you. 59.4% of players have this achievement. But that means 40% of people who have this game on Steam have not even exfilled 7 times successfully.
And hey, listen, people who haven't gotten this achievement yet, look at me. I am not making fun of you. I am not mad at you. I am not telling you you suck. I am telling you, stop complaining about the game and spend time getting better at it, and you'll stop dying and start extracting. That's it.
Oh, yeah, just get off of Instagram and go play Marathon if you own it and stop complaining. Because Bungie has done a really good job with this.
Spend time with the game, man. Learn the systems inside of it. For me, what helped the most is I spent a lot of time running different free kits and different stuff that was given to me for free gun wise, with no attachments on them, just the basic ass version of the gun, to see what guns I like to mess with. And there were actually guns during the server slam that I hated that I run constantly now. I hated the hardline PR. I run it often now with green attachments on it, and you can mess stuff up with it. I just tried the Strider for the first time the other day. Hadn't messed with it yet. I got a blue one. I didn't really want to lose it. And I realized I was able to find them in relatively like big areas, like inside of the pinwheel. And so I started bringing them in, and dude, that thing is awesome. I love it. Every time I find one now, I go in with it if I'm on a run with people that I trust and I'm not team filling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, speaking of like free kitting to learn things, this is a good segue into something I really wanted to touch on in this podcast, which is everybody should run Thief. Everybody, even if it's your first runs in the game, you should run Thief, because using that visor, the loot visor, when you don't know the map to find loot and explore, is so invaluable. It gives you context for where loot spawns in the different buildings, so that you can remember, even if it is RNG where the loot crates are, you learn these locations way faster playing Thief. And the mobility, being able to grapple to move into different areas of the map to get perspective, is just insane. I think everyone should spend more time running free kits on Thief to explore and just get a feel for every map you're coming into. I mean, it's massive. I'm sure you can speak to it because you played Thief before me. You recommended it to me, and after trying her, I'm like, fuck, I want to
I
put
have
all of these abilities on other shells.
I have 15 hours in Thief, and I will tell you, Thief is awesome. And like initially, 100%. I honestly think instead of showing people Destroyer in the tutorial, they should have Thief in the tutorial. It would be a much better onboarding experience. Because I know Bungie said initially like Destroyer is the one you should run, but he's a master of none, and that's not me talking shit on Destroyer. I actually like Destroyer. Destroyer is really great. He has movement, he has some tank ability, he has some really great stuff with his ult where he can shoot missiles at people, and you can bring that up and it lasts for a bit before you go into a team fight. So like Destroyer is great. But like
Mhm.
for a new player, for someone brand new to the game, I see a lot of people trying to run triage because they can heal themselves and they can heal their team, and they're just relying on themselves, but he has no movement capability. And so I think that's where a lot of these issues where people complain about the amount of movement in this game are coming from. But if we start Destroyer, he builds up heat so fast, people think you don't really have that much heat. But you go to another shell, you actually don't build up heat as fast. So Thief is like such a good middle ground for all of that. She has movement, she has utility, just like Recon does, and she has hackability as well. So you're not suffering UESC issues as much. You can hack a turret and the turret won't shoot at you. It'll shoot at other people for a short period of time. You can hack a boss and the commanders, the UESC commanders, it doesn't make them go onto your side. It does make them like basically knocked out for a second where they don't shoot at you. And then the smaller UESC, those guys actually fight on your side for a short period of time. So like you have the hacking aspect of it. Okay, here's a great example. I was playing with two people. They both went down inside of the greenhouse area in Dire Marsh. There was a team in there. Nobody on the other team was down. And I was just sitting there chilling in a room with a shotgun. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to get you back, but I have to rap for a little bit. And so I just hung out in this room with two, you guys might know this room. It's across the way from the little like watery area where there's stuff growing up out of it inside of the building. There's a room directly adjacent to it where there's a ladder on the left side of it. I remember this very vividly because I spent like 5 minutes in there. And so I put two claymores up where the entrance to the ladder was facing it. And then I had the entrance and I was literally just sitting there waiting for people. I got one of them downstairs. He tried to come up and hit me, got him with the claymore, two-tapped him with the shotgun. Another one ran in, two-tapped them with the shotgun, and then an assassin smoked. And I was just sitting there in the corner being so quiet. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, loot vision. And I hit my loot vision and I caught the assassin invisible and hacked him. And he couldn't see. So he was so confused to what was going on. And then shotgun and I ended him. But like just that right there, not even really something that's like a big use case for Thief, because that loot vision is really for like, you can see the loot in a room, right? I don't really use it for that unless I'm going to like a lockbox or something like that and I can see which lockbox has the best visibility, right? I use it to hack people more than anything. And it's so helpful in a team fight, especially when you're in close quarters. So yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah,
try
and-
Thief. Thief is great.
And in the smoke can't hide the goop, man.
Correct. Smoke can't hide the goop, and the smoke can't hide people depending on the situation. I think they can't be directly in the smoke. I think they have to be moving in and out of it. Assassins do tend to do that though. And so when they move out of it for just a second, you lock onto them. And then when they go invisible again, you can still see them.
Yeah, in loot vision, if they have a shield on, I'm pretty sure you will see them even in smoke. Like I've had that experience. It was so helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they didn't really change too much other stuff that I noticed a lot.
Oh,
The other like patch notes I would mention really was they did reduce some of the health of the UESC, which I kind of noticed. Like they are dying pretty quick to headshots now, which is nice. Like feels a little more rewarding if you can stack headshots on them, that even the bosses will die with like 1 or 2 clips from a lot of guns, which I like.
I have a nitpick about this.
Oh yeah, really? Do you think they should still be stronger?
I think they should be just as strong as they were before in trios. And there should be alternating amounts of health for solos and duos. And we need to have a solo priority lobby. I don't really care about the duo priority lobby. I think it'd be cool to have, but duos versus trios is kind of fun. So I don't really care. It would be nice to kind of have the option to maybe switch between the two. That would be cool. Regardless though, I think it should scale based on the amount of people inside of your party. Cause I liked where it was before with the UESC health. Was it like really hard? Yeah, 100%. But like, it's not so different that I'm like, oh, okay, they nerfed them and now they're just things for me to shoot like in Hunt Showdown. But I mean, was it necessary? No, I think it was just kind of a reaction to people being like, this is so hard. I can't do it. I can't play the game. It's so hard. I get killed by bots constantly. Okay, do what everybody else who's been playing this game has done. Figure out your strategy. These bots teach you how to team fight. These bots run not exactly like, but in a simulated version of what a runner would run like. They have shields. They have different guns. They hide behind stuff. They do cover. Some of them go invisible. Some of them sneak up on you. Some of them have nades that they throw at you. Like, it teaches you how to be better in a team fight. And by nerfing them, you're just giving in to these people who, a lot like our creators, which honestly, Embark is starting to kind of turn into the studio that just like, if enough people complain, they do something about it. And I think it's for the worse of the game.
Yeah, without a serious goal with the changes for tuning, sometimes it does feel a little bit like capitulation. But agree with it. For solos, it was crazy. If you actually got like a group of UESC and you didn't have a lot of ammo before this ammo update, it
Yep.
was insane. I mean, you would
Yep.
just get overwhelmed very
Yeah. 100%.
easily as like a
100%.
solo free kit. Granted, you should learn the map a little better and not run into the UESC if you're solo free kit, but that happens sometimes, and
Oh,
it's a little
100%.
more reasonable now. I do really think one of the bigger ones for me that was super helpful since I'm still questing was the contract update where the
That was
nav
very cool.
points
That was
appear
very cool.
20
Yeah.
meters away versus 10. I found that first week when we were playing, man, like I was like, I know the building I'm supposed to be in to find this quest, but I've run around the whole building and I have not found the terminal yet. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then you realize it's in the one corner of the building you haven't
Yeah.
been to in one room, and that room's 10 meters across. So, of course, you're not seeing it because you never went into one room.
No, yeah.
So, this has really helped that. I mean, you
That
can
was
see,
huge. That was
yeah, you can see
huge.
from
Yeah.
around the objective where the actual spot you have to complete the task is.
No, 100%.
There weren't too many other patch notes that I was like really taken aback by, other
The
than the
sniper
fact that
one is pretty bad.
Bungie heard us. They listened to us. Our podcast, man, was the reason this got changed. It was for sure. They increased the Lux bundle to
DB's post.
1120 for $10. No, it wasn't because of us, but I'm really excited to see that they responded. And now for $10, you can actually get a skin because they give you some bonus points and it adds up to the total of one skin.
Yeah, that's
Feels a bit
awesome.
more fair. I still think the price of a skin should be a little less, maybe $5, but it is what it is. We'll take the wins where we can get them.
I mean, some arc creator skins are like 15, $16. So like, I
I
mean,
know.
it's not that bad. I mean, especially for reusing assets and stuff. And I mean, as far as skins go in Marathon, I mean, they're mostly recoloring stuff and maybe adding a thing here and there. So like, it would be nice if they were like maybe marginally cheaper. What I see happening in the future is we're gonna get sales.
Yeah. Oh, for
Probably.
sure.
And also the rewards passes are getting more skins as of April. The first rewards pass for season 1 is getting like a skin for every single shell. So that's really cool. And then I do want to talk about the sniper nerf for the thermal
Oh yeah, the
scope.
weapon thermal.
That was the biggest nerf in this update. If you look,
Mhm.
snipers went from 80 meters you could see with the thermal scope down to 100.
Yeah, that's a huge cutback, and every other cutback
Not that
was
bad, yeah.
significantly less. I mean, that was like almost half of the distance reduced for snipers, which is kind of crazy. But I will say there were some moments, even this week, like we'll probably put out some clips of this, where people were sniping us from way across the map, like third partying as we're fighting UESC because we get engaged walking into a monument, and suddenly somebody from way outside that you can't even see them through the fog is like sniping you. And that's been rough. So I'm a little sad about this because, snipers should still be a tech, but at the same time, I do think that, they did it for a reason because people were just abusing it. Like
No,
you
I
get a
agree.
thermal
I agree.
scope on your sniper, you just go find a spot on the rocks outside of a POI and you've got 1, 2, maybe 3 squads potentially within a couple of minutes that you could easily take down. If
Oh
people come
yeah.
in, you start third partying, other fighting, you can take everybody down from a good vantage point if you have
Yeah,
too
and
long of range.
they'll never see you coming. 100%. I would like to see a larger distance reinstated, but through a head implant. You know what I mean? Like a gold head implant. Or like a
Mm.
core of some sort that's like generic to everybody that's a gold implant. Something along those lines, like something like that, I think would be cool to have because like it does kind of feed into that sort of superhero narrative of when you get the really, really high value stuff, you can really mess around with it. Like there's one gold implant for Thief that lets you do the grapple twice.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. I haven't
You
seen
become
that one yet.
Spider-Man.
Gotta get that core. It's sick. Yeah, I mean, so far, I feel like this patch came like over really well. I didn't think that the gun sound was a problem. A lot of people did, but it is what it is. I will say, I think it was kind of funny. Here, I'll pull this up. the Destiny patch from the day before is definitely something worth mentioning. We got one line. Destiny.
We got one bullet point in Destiny and like several paragraphs for Marathon. But that just shows what Bungie's focus is right now, right? Like Bungie's focus is Marathon. It sounds like they're letting Destiny 2 maybe die a little bit. And I mean, we'll see what happens with the patch coming up, and I think or the expansion coming up in June, I want to say.
I will say, I think some people got a little upset in the Destiny forums because 2 days later they did make a post that was about all of the community things they have going on right now, all of the updates that are coming, but they didn't actually make any significant patches. I did think it was kind of funny. This 2 days later note was just like, yes, we have these known issues. Look at all these cool community things we're doing right now.
That are like
Please don't
nothing
yell
to
at
do for
us.
people who know life that game, though. Because that's the thing, Destiny is filled with people who know life that game. No hate on people who know life games. More that like you have a community of people who know life games, and then like they have nothing to do, so they're leaving. I think Destiny has the lowest player count that it's ever had right now. We don't need to sit and talk about Destiny. I find that, yeah, I mean, I find it kind of sad, but at the same time, I'm glad they're putting a lot of effort into Marathon because I be no life in Marathon quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really fun. Marathon is a great game, and I've been really loving digging into it. It has a different feel than Arc Raiders, and it's really hooked me. Loving it. Let's see. I'll pull up the in-game visual here,
Oh yeah, let's go with
and
game
we can
tricks.
talk about some of the inventory stuff
That new
we
cow
wanted
skin
to
is
mention.
so freaking clean.
Yeah, look at you right there, man.
I just like the new cow skins. The all white with pink is just so clean.
Yeah. So you were saying the big thing you wanted to mention first potentially was switching between primary weapons. I'm still unclear on how you do this.
Hover over your retaliator and click 1 or
Click
2.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Now
we
this
go.
is your primary. Yeah. Now that's your primary. Now that's your primary.
I see.
So if you want to
Okay.
put a chipset on that one without having to go into the screen where you actually have to load the mods on, you can do
Mhm.
it by making one of them your primary.
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you can select the gun by pressing 1 on PC, or on
Triangle on
console is
console.
triangle. And that allows you to just go to your vault and pick pieces to load straight on the.
Yeah. I
That's
do it
cool.
mainly for chipsets, really.
Mhm.
That's what I would say. I mean, on mouse you can clearly click and drag stuff.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
On controller, you do have that luxury. You can just hold L2, bring it over, and then click L2 on the thing. And so that's one way of doing it. But we can go to inspect modify on the gun.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be holding triangle on console.
It is V by default to pull
Okay.
up the inspect modify
And
screen.
this is huge because this is something a lot of people were complaining about on launch that they couldn't do. What this screen shows you is it shows you each individual mod that can go on the gun. And then it shows you what options, just the options you have for that version of the mod for that gun. And then it lets you know the specs of that gun as well after you change out the build. So you can mess around with builds on here. You can mess around with different attachments on here, see what you like. This is something I have started to finally hit that wide eye moment of like, oh my God, okay, this is the mod that I put on here that I like using on this. And so I know which mods I like to use now. I keep them and I sell the rest of them. That's been just spending a lot of time with the guns that I like though. So advice there would be figure out what guns you like to run. And then from there, figure out what mods you like to put on that gun. Honestly, once you're up to around rank 15, rank 10 in every single one of the factions, you don't really need to keep green stuff anymore. You can sell it for the most part, except for weapon attachments. Keep your blue stuff, keep your purple stuff. Don't waste your inventory on your green stuff unless you're doing a bunch of free kit runs or you're going to be running squad fills and you don't want to go in with a sponsored kit.
Yeah, don't do what I did. You don't need these overrun ARs and hardlines unless you really love them and want to build it up. Take the attachments off, take the money, and save yourself some space, unless you're really trying to kit up one of these guns in particular because you love it. Learn from my example.
You don't need a gun that you can get from any of the factions, like Traxxas, for example, hanging out in your inventory just because it has purple mods on it. You can take the mods off. And then guess what? You now have like 5 free spaces or 4 free spaces because you just took all the mods off the gun and then sold it. And guess what? You also now have money to then buy whatever you need. The things I have take up space are going to be blue and purple implants that I actually like, that I go and read through and make sure I'm going to use them with my playstyle. Cores that I know I'm going to use and I like, I'm going to do with my playstyle. Guns that I consistently want to run that work with my playstyle. And then all of the stuff that I need to barter with. Because I'll tell you what, bartering saves your ass constantly.
Dude, yeah, it's so good. We will go into some of the barters that we've been using. I just discovered a few today that I really liked. The Cyber Acme first shield and first patch kit barter. It's literally the first one you unlock. And man, 3 unstable biomass and 3 unstable diodes for each of those exchanges. The shield charge is 3 unstable diodes. The patch kit is 3 unstable biomass. I know you find a lot of these. It's super easy to bring out, but it does feel like that barter is a little steep, in my opinion. I love that trade. It's easy to get that stuff. You just run into perimeter. That's usually a north or south relay. You can get a bunch of the diodes, and then the biomass is all around the map. I do think that's a lot for that, considering you can go into new caloric and you get a mechanic kit for 1 unstable biomass. It
Well,
feels
yeah.
like maybe they should all just be 1, honestly, because a mechanic kit is so useful.
I bring a mechanic kit into every run I do. I bring a mechanic kit and I bring a signal jammer because they're just so invaluable, especially if you have a triage that can run it on everybody at the same time. I do think it's a means of like starting area for casual folks. You're not really leveling into stuff a lot. It's a reason to upgrade into no caloric more because like I would say until you're like pretty far along on the faction trees for everything, it is not worth it to spend your biomass and your diodes like that unless you're doing what I do and doing a rook run or 3 or 4 before you hop on with friends. That's a really great way to just get normal stuff, like biomass and all of that stuff. And actually, I did want to segue into something a little bit as well. If you hover over one of these faction upgrades, you'll see if you go over to the thing for the faction upgrade, hover over unstable biomass for me. So you can track that if you click R. And for me, it's
Nice, yeah.
R3. When you find it, it has a little eye on it letting you know you need this thing. So go ahead and track that and then pop out to our screen where we're both inside of the team. And then go as if you're going to go to leave the team. Yeah, this. And it shows you what your tracked items are on the left.
Wow. That's just
On
the
your
game
settings
menu,
screen.
your
Yeah.
escape screen. Wow, so yeah, when you have stuff tracked anywhere, anytime you hit escape, you can see the
Shows you
items you are
all of
tracking.
your tracked stuff on there.
It's
So
very
not
useful.
only can you keep track of stuff that you need, it shows you where it is in round when you need it. And if you're ever curious, if you are tracking something because you get out of a match and you're like, oh shit, I think I needed to grab that, go look if it's on your tracked items. And if it's not, go mark it as trackable. And you can mark stuff as trackable from multiple different screens. You can do it from your vault. You can do it from your inventory. I don't think you can do it in game, but you can do it out of game only
Yeah.
when you're like inside of the setup screen. So like, yeah, that's a huge thing that was like really, really, really big for me to help me with stuff. Cause there are times when you're like, there's a lot of things that I can grab. A lot of them are like, what is this thing? It doesn't really make sense that I need this. I feel like people kind of felt like that for our creators for a little bit too until people got used to it. It's the same with Marathon, and I'm pretty used to it by now. I know what I need and I know what I need to go looking for. But I do forget when there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking for. Like earlier today, before we hopped on, I went through every single faction and was like, okay, this is the part of the tree I want to unlock. I'm at the level to do it. I just need X thing. And I just started tracking stuff.
Yeah. And I've noticed it seems like most of the factions, at least for some of the early tiers, they're all looking for a specific type of item. New Cal is looking for unstable biomass. Syak is looking for like
Diodes.
mostly the unstable diodes, I think, at first. And then,
Gunmetal later.
yeah, gunmetal later on. And obviously, Traxxas is looking for gunmetal just from the start because they're
Yeah, and
a gun
rods.
team. Mida's looking
Midas
for
and lead.
lead for almost every upgrade, which is interesting. So, tracking each of those based on who you're trying to upgrade is important. Another thing that I will mention is when you're upgrading factions, some of these upgrades are important to get first. Like I would say the new cal upgrades for the daily free patch kits and B, the daily free shield rechargers.
Are huge.
Those are huge. Like, you should be looking for unstable biomass to start. I've been missing out on the daily free shield recharges as I've been playing, and I'm kicking myself for this because I could have so many at this point. Like, if I've been playing a lot of days, just log in, go to the exchange screen in the armory, and grab them because they're free when you buy the first trade every day for those once you unlock that perk.
Once
And
you
it's
unlock the
huge.
for them as well, you can exchange the something seed.
Dude, yeah, this one's crazy. I just saw this. You mentioned
Yeah,
this
yeah.
earlier. The BioLens seed, once you have the next tier of trades unlocked, is 18 patch kits. One BioLens seed. For
Yeah,
sure.
and so and then you have the free ones every single day as well. So you run through your free ones. If you lose those, you can then hit the barter. You can go find those seeds inside of greenhouse in Dire Marsh. They're usually sitting around the plants on the inside of the building. And so you can always grab those from there. The more you level into your factions, they're huge. These factions are huge. They make it so you have to less and less and less rely on hoarding your inventory. And I mean, this is something that I think I've talked about with almost every single person I have played Marathon with. The zero to hero system is so incredibly incentivized in this game that you don't need to hoard your loot. If you have good shit, dude, go in with it. You don't have to go in with your best shit. Like, save that for your key runs, or I'm saving all mine for Cryo Archive, right? But like, go in with good stuff. Don't be scared to.
Going on that same point, for sure, you want to use what you have and then, make sure that what you have, like you were talking about earlier, is what you're actually going to enjoy using. Like, I need to go through here and make sure that all these implants and all these cores are cores that I'm actually going to run. Otherwise, I need to sell them off and make space. And
I
the
spent
other
an hour
thing
doing that
is,
the other day.
I hoard the tradables, all of these like dermachem packs, fractal circuits. Make sure that the ones you're saving are the trades you want. Like, go through and check on some of these trades like we've been talking about.
That changes every day, by the way. It's not static. That changes. It's rolled every single day. So all
Damn.
of this shit re-rolls every single day. So like, when you start really upgrading into Sekaguchi like hard, and you get into like the golds and the purples and stuff like that, all of that re-rolls every single day. So you could come in and have blue. It looks like you have recon and triage unlocked. You could come in with a blue recon instead, and a green triage. Right. So like, it re-rolls every single day. So that implant's going to change. All of that changes.
Okay. So yeah, always be checking the armory refresh because these barters refresh every day and there's different stuff to be trading for every day for different items. So make sure you're saving what you need for the day. I would say, along with Brendan's line, don't hoard too much because you can get a lot of this stuff pretty easily when you track it.
Yeah.
And yeah, use the trades that you see here because there's
They go
so
away.
many things out there to help you.
Yeah, and they go away. And one thing I saw on Reddit the other day that was really cool to hear somebody else talking about it, because it's something I like to do as well in this game. Don't think of Marathon as I have to go in with a free kit because I'm going to lose everything because I die a lot. I'm not saying that's everybody, but that does happen. I have seen that. I've literally seen that complaint across many different platforms socially. Don't think of it as like, I'm going to go in with a free kit because I'm going to lose everything, and then I'm going to die and I'm going to lose it, and I'm just going to do that again. Even if you get out, you just go back in with another free kit. Don't think of Marathon like that. Think of Marathon like, I go in with a free kit, and if I die, sure, I'll go back in with a free kit. That's fine. But if I don't die, build upon that kit you started with already, right? Hit that zero to hero marker where one run isn't one run. One run is how many times you survive until you die. Because you will hit a point where you prestige up to like, you go from literally having a free Mida kit to now I'm running all blue shit, blue shield, blue backpack, all blue weapons that I actually like. And I also have 2 shotguns inside of my blue backpack as backup when I get out and I need to get the fuck out of here right now. That happened to me last night, like literally as just an example. Right. But like, ride those highs, like really ride those highs. Don't put yourself in the situation where you're just going in with free kits over and over again. You're not bringing in the stuff because you don't want to lose it. Guess what? You level up your factions and contracts, even if you do die, you're going to go redeem a contract and then you're going to get weapons again that you can then go in and run with, like a green shield or a hardline PR or an LMG or anything like that. And I think a lot of the sort of like tender points for people is that it's not like Arc Raiders where you can go in with a free kit and come out like constantly just, I'm winning, I'm shining, I'm doing really, really, really good here. You can do it maybe once or twice if you play your cards right, 5 times if you're really lucky, but you are not going to be able to just constantly do that back to back to back to back to back. You have to shield up. Because I'll tell you what, some of the best people I play with, when they go in with a free kit, I'm still worried that they're going to put themselves in a situation they normally would put themselves in with a shield, and I'm going to have to go save them, and it's going to get me killed.
Yeah, for sure. This game does a bit better structure as far as the like free kit to full kit kind of comparison. Like I find I use free kits to learn the map. I use free kits to explore and learn the shell that I'm running. But then when I actually do want to do something, I will really kit up. I will upgrade that free kit, like you said. And I find that it's really nice to get out with the free kit and just grab your shield from your inventory, grab a couple of implants and a core, and
Yeah.
complete the full kit that you have and you want.
Yeah.
Make it something that really functions even just off of a free kit that you live. I think that Arc Raiders has this mentality of you free kit to get an objective done, right? Like to go in and do all
Solo
your
to get an
quests and
objective done.
whatever. Like, yeah, you're just going to free kit. And then when you want a PvP or you want to take down a big thing, that's when you kit up. Where like this game, most of what you actually want to do, like when you're taking down UASC for quests and stuff, like you have to go hack a USC commander and do something, you need to actually kit up for that. Like a
Because you will
free kit,
die.
a
You will
free
die.
kit will barely get you through that. Like if you have a good team and all free kits, like
Good
most
bombs.
of these higher level quests, you're barely gonna do. Like we
And
had
you're
this
going to go
experience.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, we had this experience earlier where we were trying to do something. We didn't have quite enough to do 2 quests in a row. Like we just came in free kit to do a quest and we were like, all right, we can only do 1 objective from our team. Like whose quests are we doing? We're going to do 1. Maybe we'll survive that and maybe we'll go try another if we get lucky and kill a team and get kitted.
It took 5 runs to get that fucking quest done also, because it literally wasn't that we were playing badly. We didn't really die due to like teams third partying us or people being better or us being shitty. We died because we never had enough fucking heals to stay alive after encounters with anything. And so it'd be like 2 shots and we all, like 2 of us go down and then someone has to heal them. And then we get up and then they go down and then we have to get them up because once again, no heals. This game fully incentivizes you to run your stuff. I would make an equivalent of the free kit in Arc Raiders and what you can do with that. I would make that the equivalent of green shit in Marathon, not the sponsored kit. Green stuff. The green stuff is the equivalent of your free kit in Arc Raiders because that's like you are now viable. You can go in and do a mission. You can go in and you're not going to run out of ammo. You're still probably going to run out of heals because guess what? 3 isn't enough of each thing. It's not, man. You need like 6 of each thing if you're going to be running. Like, because I mean, it seems bad off the rip when you're doing priority contracts. Man, I'm going to tell you, when you start getting into 15 and 20 in some of these factions, these things get so complicated. It's like 5 steps inside of Outpost, and 3 of them are inside of the pinwheel. And it's like you're fighting wave after wave of bots. You're calling alarms and drawing a ton of attention to yourself. You are going to get third partied. You are going to fight waves upon waves upon waves of bosses. You are still going to run out of ammo, even though you brought 7 stacks of it. So like, be aware of that. Your green kit still isn't shit comparatively to like what you need to do later on down the line. And so like when you kill that person, don't sit there and be like, well, I'm going to save this space, bro, for this like crazy shit I'm going to find inside of Pinwheel. Grab that ammo, grab that depleted shield charge, grab that depleted heal. Cause I'm going to tell you what right now, boy, when you get into a team fight and you don't have heals and you're the last person standing and you actually have a chance to res somebody, but you're too scared to do it because you didn't have any heals, you're going to be so happy you have that stupid depleted patch kit.
Yeah, I find that Looting those little, like, med crates on perimeter is so helpful in a match, and
Yeah.
I do wish they would add a few more of those to some of the other maps, so maybe a few more med crates around, and, I also just have to play Thief some more and learn all the spawns 'cause, I still have not learned the spawns on all the maps.
They change.
Yeah. Well,
They
yeah, they're
alternate.
random, but, like, if you learn how the spawn can,
Oh, yeah, you
come
can
about
predict where
in
they're
all
gonna
the
be.
different buildings,
Yeah.
even if you don't get one in the same building on
Yeah.
RNG in the next round, like,
I can
it's
show
there and
you.
can come
I
back.
Yeah, I can show
Yeah.
you. I don't know perimeter as well, but I can show you on Dire Marsh where most of them spawn. I know
Yeah,
where,
and
like, a good amount of them spawn. I can't say the locations off the top of my head. I'd have to physically be looking at the map, honestly, because I just know what they look like.
well,
But I
and,
could
like,
tell you where they are.
in that site like marathon-guide or,
Tau City, yeah.
taoceti.gg,
Yeah.
there's a ton of options out there for resources to learn that stuff, and that's
Yeah.
really what I need to do is just filter for medical cabinets, learn the locations because there are a lot of them on any of
Yeah,
these maps,
they're around. It's just they're in
especially
weird
now.
spots sometimes, and I think that's I do think when people start looking for medical kits, it's kind of already too late. So, like, once again, that goes back to my point of like, don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm not going to loot that. I don't really need it right now. I got tons of stuff. Dude, you're going to need it. And if you don't, guess what? When you find the thing you want, fucking drop it. Just drop it. It's not crazy. And then guess what? One of your teammates might need it. And then you just saved your asses later on without even realizing it. Don't sit there and be greedy with your space. Like, use it, man. Get rid of it. I grab gray stuff sometimes that's not like tradable. Like, it's just valuables because I run a materialist thing and then I get to exfil with extra salvage when I'm running a materialist core. But if I find something like a seed, like a seed or like a blue item or a purple item or something that I want more, dude, I just drop it. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, there's a great hotkey for dropping things in your inventory. On PC, it's F.
You'll
What
just
is it
hold
on
square on
console? You just
console. You
hold
just hold
square,
square.
yeah, and you can drop an item really fast. So don't worry about it. If you have a useful thing, don't drop it until you need to drop it. And
Exactly.
there's no reason to not take that extra health. I feel like one of the other things to talk about that's on my mind about the game is squad filling and the experience so far. It's been interesting. I've been having fun with it. Overall, a lot of fun. A lot of people have been very friendly and like competitive in that they want to work together. They want to run a squad. I had one guy today, literally, we got into a match. This dude just got on comms and said, hell nah, I didn't mean to fill. I'm quitting and was like, I don't want to fucking be in a squad. Like, what? Like, this game's meant to be played in a squad, my dude. Why you have the fucking mic?
He's a solo Ronin warrior, bro. He
Yeah,
goes and runs on these maps and he is the best person to ever play this game, period. He needs nobody.
me and the other dude in the game are like, what the fuck? Like, okay. And we went on to just like fight some UESC and we exfilled and like got some loot. Like it wasn't anything crazy. It was a weirdly dead match.
That outpost match we ran was pretty dead. Maybe like there was just a weird number of people who accidentally quick feel at the same time.
Dude,
They just all got
I don't
matched
know.
for some weird reason. You've gotten lucky, man. I feel like I just get the grimiest, slimiest, shittiest individuals when I play team fills. Sometimes, like I'd say like 4 out of every 10 matches that I team fill are like there's at least one solid person on comms, but it's usually you get that one solid person on comms and then another dude who's like typically playing Vandal, which I play Vandal. So like I'm not talking shit on people who play Vandal. I like Vandal. I'm talking shit on people who play Vandal and immediately go, I'm going to holler, and then get off of comms, run into holler after ulting, and then immediately get downed and get back on comms and go, bro, why are you guys leaving me? Come get me up, bro. Man, you guys are the reason Marathon's terrible. You're the reason Marathon's gonna fail. And then I mute them because, dude, you literally just jumped in. Or I had this with algae ponds the other day. This recon, fucking recon, man. I had a quest at algae ponds and I got on comms and they were like, yeah, we can go to algae ponds. Totally. We got into a team fight. We won. We get to algae ponds. And without telling anybody, this dude had comms. Without telling anybody, this recon just beelines it to a ladder inside of algae ponds, goes up the ladder, and immediately dies.
That reminds me of the Vandal that we filled with earlier,
It was a
and the
thief.
dude
Yeah.
literally just ran into a tox clear. He opened the door, ran in. He wasn't even on comms. He said nothing. He was just
No, just
oblivious.
quiet.
Just ran
Yeah.
in, tanked the tox clear, opened a box, and was just looting it. You're like, what are you doing, dude? We're trying to go. Like, we had an objective on the other side of the map. We're trying to go to AI uplink, and he just goes into the tox clear as soon, like right next to where we spawned, dies. We have to pick him up.
This man beelined it into AI uplink, went to the second floor where the protocol is, where you call in the emergency, and then the container, opens up after you finish off the alarm. He started that without either one of us there. I was in the basement. I think DB was outside, and he started, immediately dies. Like, literally, not even like did he hold his own. He didn't like kill a commander and was like, guys, I need help. Come help me out. This man literally immediately gets down and then doesn't disconnect, like actually hangs out, expecting one of us to come up there and help him. And I was like, dude, I really don't feel good about this. I feel like we're about to. And then we got third partied as I was about to finish that sentence.
Yeah. I will say my experience overall has been more people with mics on than mics off, which in Arc Raiders, it was kind of the opposite in squads. I found a lot of people had their mics off for me usually
Yeah.
until I talked a lot. Like if I would talk a lot and help somebody, then eventually their mic would come on and be like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? But yeah, in this game, I do find that I'm getting a lot of people immediately in the match like, hey, mics, check, check, check.
I do the I do
And
the same thing. And dude, that's a huge thing to do. Like if you're finding like, I wish I could talk to more people on mic. Yo, be the change you want to see in the world, man. Turn your mic on immediately when the party shows up and go, hey, what's going on? How are we? And then put yourself on mute. Please don't mouth breathe. Please don't be Darth Vader. I will mute you. But that said, if you come in and you just say that, guess what? There's people who are too nervous to turn their mic on when the thing first starts. And they're going to go, oh shit, what's up, man? It's so nice to hear your voice. Ha ha, me too. Guess what? I've made 3 friends that I actually run marathon with regularly now, one of which I met yesterday, who I played with him through till midnight on his birthday. And we took shots at midnight with another friend of mine I met on the LFG group for All Right Runners. We all took shots for him. Guess what? We've never seen each other in person. We met on marathon, but we all play together now, like pretty regularly, have good comms, and it's fun, man. Yeah, it's cool. So like not every experience on Teamfill has to be bad, but like put yourself out there, talk. I understand anxiety and like the whole idea of like it's weird talking to strangers sometimes, but if your friends don't want to buy this game, because this is something I've seen on Reddit a lot, I bought this game and my friends just don't want to buy it, and so like I'm just getting really tired of doing squad filling. Dude, go on an LFG. Join All Right Runners. Join our Discord. Join Buttons and Buds. We have an LFG on there. And guess what? One of us will probably hop in with you because I know I'm fucking no-lifing the shit out of this game right now. And I do need trios sometimes because there are people that I play with that aren't on when I'm on sometimes. Hit an LFG post. One of us will be on. One of the people that's on there will be on. And we'll talk to you. Go to All Right Runners, Jake the All Rights Discord channel. He has a huge LFG posting community. That's where I've met a bunch of people that I play Marathon with. Go on Marathon's Discord. I believe they have an LFG. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard that there is an LFG on there. Regardless, though, like Aztec Cross has a community for LFG. Buttons and Buds has a community for LFG. All Right Runners, Jake the All Rights channel, has an LFG. You have no excuse to say you have to play solo because your friends didn't buy it.
yeah, you got options. We're happy to play with people. We're always looking for new people to play with. And, I would say pick your favorite content creator, and they probably have a Discord with an LFG for many games, honestly.
Especially if it's us, because we would love to have you in our community reaching
Yeah.
out and saying what's up, because you're probably going to end up playing with one of us, honestly.
Overall, I definitely have had a pretty good experience with squad fills. I've added people, and I'm trying to build that repertoire of friends on Marathon that I can just invite and get some good matches in, because it's definitely important to do that for yourself. Don't just give up. You definitely need to reach out, add people if you have a good time with them in a fill match, so you can play with them again and build those relationships, because we're all gamers. We all want to have fun. And if you get more people on your list, it's way easier to find somebody when you're looking to play randomly throughout the day.
People all play at different times. I have a buddy in Australia who's playing late at night when a lot of people in US are getting off. Guess what? It's his afternoon, so I'm playing with him then. And it just goes on and on like that. Like, build up that repertoire of human beings that you play with regularly. Make that list nice and big and chunky. Make sure you like playing with them. But like DB said, be the person in the squad fill match if you liked playing with somebody that goes, hey, do you guys want to just keep running it back with me? It'd be cool to play with you. Request them. Do a friend request. Have them come through and play with you. Because guess what? That's what I did last night. I played with I played with two dudes that I squad filled with for 7 hours yesterday.
They're out there.
They exist.
On the squad fill lines, we were talking about how mouth breathing is a problem. I do think that Bungie, you need to improve the background noise filtering and the noise filtering for the mic pickup in the game. It's pretty good. I think they have a decent setup already, but man, if you could improve that, we would be very thankful because there are a lot of people that are having some issues with their mics lately.
I mean, man, if you're on, click the fucking mute button, dude. I don't need to hear Michael Jackson singing in the background while your entire family is doing whatever the fuck while you're playing the game. I just want to play the game and hear all of the sound cues in the background, not your entire life story told through the sound coming through your crappy headset. Please.
Hey, Ricky, I need you to change the baby's diaper. Come on, get off that damn game. I literally had a guy filling earlier who his wife was like, you need to change this baby's diaper, bro.
Get off the fucking
Come
game.
on, why are you not muting your mic?
Why are you not muting your mic right now? Why are you okay with people here? No, I came into a game. I'm not kidding you. Like, literally, Michael Jackson 5 was playing in the background, and this dude's mom was walking around asking him when he wanted his pizza rolls, like, loudly. And then there was also a baby crying. So I don't know what this guy's situation was. He didn't talk the entire time. He full on Darth Vader breathed through all of it, though. So, like, so mute your mic, guys, please.
Sometimes I feel like people don't even realize that they have it on. They're like, "Oh, my headset's on, but I have my mic folded up. It's not active, right?" Well, only some headsets have that where it actually mutes. Like, you might just be broadcasting the mouth breathing. It's brutal.
Everybody, it's brutal. I mean, we can get off that topic. I could complain about that for hours. Like, overall, I'm loving Marathon. It's happening slowly, but I'm seeing the hate for Marathon slowly turning into questions about Marathon and slowly starting to go away. And I think it's for the most part because these trolly ass people are kind of tired of it and they're seeing the community actually liking it. And it's starting to get to a better place. I'm not going to say it's in a place of like it's extremely successful because by no means is it our creators. Nor do I think it ever will be, really. If it's going to be successful, it'll be successful kind of in its own way. But is it going well? I think so. I mean, things are going well. Sentiment of it is shifting. More people are streaming it regularly. Peanut isn't getting bullied during his streams, which I think is a really great way of gauging it because I think it's so ridiculous that literally the streamer Burnt Peanut could not play Marathon. He had to play it offline. He did it with Hutch in one of Hutch's streams. He had to play Marathon offline because his community bullied him until he got off of Marathon and streamed Arc Raiders for them. That's how toxic that got.
Yeah, it's been a problem with the social media culture lately surrounding a lot of games. I mean, even Arc Raiders has definitely dealt with its fair share of these issues. I think one thing that people in general just could stand to do better is just actually coming up with constructive criticism when you have a problem. We've made some of these reels that people have been complaining about Marathon in the comments, and most of them, the comments don't have any substance to them. It's like, I hate this game because D2 had microtransactions and this game has microtransactions. And like, there's no actual reasoning. There's no like, hey, like if you made these more valuable to me, I would actually like it. Right. It's just, I hate
None of
this.
them have played the game, DB. That's why none of them have. My favorite one was season wipes, inventory wipes every season are going to kill this game. Guess what? Every single extraction shooter besides our creators has forced wipes. I'm sorry Destiny 2 did you dirty. Like look at me. Destiny 2 did you dirty. And I'm sorry they took your special weapons away you grinded hours and hours for, that you coveted and put on a picture on your wall for months and months and months. But this is how extraction shooters work. If you don't like that, you don't have to play the game. Get off Reddit. Get off Instagram. Get off TikTok. Go touch grass. Go play a different game. If you have something to say about a game that you played for like longer than 30 minutes, sure, give constructive criticism about it. Here, I'll give a nitpick about Marathon, so I'm not just glazing at this whole podcast. I was really pissed off about the fact that the initial like deluxe edition didn't give me any premium currency. I thought that was bullshit. That was stupid, and it made me feel like, why the fuck did I pay $20 for this to get a season pass that I get weapon skins for? That honestly, I just don't really give a fuck about. And then schemas that I can go find inside of the game. Wow, and I get one skin for a shell I don't play really, Vandal. And they did kind of address that. They're giving us more skins in April mid-season, which is like, that's cool. That's cool, but like, would I buy the season pass again? Probably not. I don't see any reason for it. Literally, Arc Raiders, their first, so I'm going to go back to Glazing Embark for a second. Their very first deck was free. Their second deck was free. Their third deck was free. And you could earn their premium currency to be able to buy skins in it throughout all of those decks and doing other things like projects. Guess what? I've spent an extra $20 on top of the premium edition that I bought of that game, and I own like 15 skins or something like that. And I could go buy more. If I go open Arc Raiders right now, I have enough to buy another skin set. So Bungie, dude, if you want microtransactions to happen in this game for you, you need to give us a way to earn premium currency. If that's in competitive, fine. I'm cool with that. Give me a reason to actually pay you more money. Otherwise, you are never going to make more money off of this game than specifically for purchases of it. And I think that's something that is going to make this game suffer. So there's my nitpick about Marathon. I'm pretty sure I'm not alone here looking at some of the comments of people who've actually played Marathon. And guess what? It's constructive. It's helpful.
Yeah, I was definitely in that same boat where I bought the deluxe edition thinking that the silk was going to be the premium currency where you could buy skins. And, you know, you do have the progression pass, the rewards pass, which it's like a worse version of the Arc Raiders decks, I guess, if you will.
Significantly worse.
Battle Pass Light, I guess you could say, compared to like Fortnite or one of those, where like there's a number of perks. They're not all that great. It's nothing like amazing. I think it is cool that you can purchase the rights to buy better guns through that. But I feel like that should just, I feel like that should come through questing. And I feel like that pass, it would make more sense to make it more focused on cool cosmetics, like for every skin, not just one skin per pass. It felt a little bit lackluster for me. And going in from Arc Raiders, where you buy the premium edition and you get some premium currency you can spend later, it was very different. I mean, most games, honestly, most games deluxe editions now have that, where you get some
all
premium
games deluxe editions.
Pretty much all, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you know what was weird? Arc Raiders, their first paid skin, it came with more premium currency.
That's another thing I was about to mention is I think they should do more kind of like, you know, the standard of the industry, which is to do these bundles. I mean, Fortnite started this where there's a bundle for a skin you already want. You're already going to spend that money for it, but they give you an additional, you know, sum of premium currency along with this bundle that you just purchase for $10, $20, whatever it is. And I think that they need to do more of that in this game where you get the skin you want, the exact one, and you get a benefit on top of that when you purchase it. Like having the $10 purchase where you get just enough bonus currency to pay $11.20 for their skin is like, it's all right. They nodded their head to us and we're like, yeah, we'll do you a little better, but they could do better as far as offering people more options for skins and just better pricing in general on the premium currency and skins.
They're not complicated skins either. Like pretty much 99% of them are all just recoloring of the same thing with like maybe you added a small item onto a thing. But like literally they're charging us less money than we have to pay for Arc Raiders skins, where like they are using the same artifacts, they are using similar stuff, but they're completely changing it to give you a completely different look. Dude, like you are literally charging us money for like recoloring stuff, which guess what? In Marvel Rivals, you can do that for free. Inside of Overwatch, you pay like $5, you can recolor anything. Inside of Fortnite, you pay like $8 and you can recolor like 7 different things. Dude, you guys your microtransactions are going to be non-existent if you guys don't like it. hop on this super hard. So once again, getting back to my point of like, this is a nitpick that I'm sure not only I have, that not only DB has, that like probably anybody who knows Bungie, because they pulled this shit in Destiny as well, has beef with. But once again, it's constructive. It's not just bullshit. So like something needs to change with the way that video games are just going based off of the Steam chart. Actually, one of the devs at Bungie kind of addressed this in a tweet the other day. I don't have it up in front of me. Aztec Cross pulled it up on his stream earlier today, though. And like essentially the meat and potatoes of it was, guess what? SteamDB isn't our only metrics. In fact, something you guys might see as successful might be bad for us, or something you see as bad for us might be really good for us. Actually, you don't know what the metrics are that these gaming studios, because guess what? You don't work there. You don't know what metrics they're using. You don't know what they're measuring off of. You can't see console numbers. You are not their financial planners, nor are you their boss. You are the person who ingests their product. You do not get to sit there and look at something and go, this is, it's successful. It's successful. I know. And also, never in my fucking life have I ever sat there and looked at how many concurrent players there were in a game and gone, you know what? That's a good game. I should buy it.
It is a little weird. It's like if all those players were just jumping off a cliff in the game, would you do it? As your mom might say. Like, come on, dude. Think a little bit, be constructive. I think that's an important point to make here is there's a lot of people I've seen in the comments recently just like making these negative statements. Oh, I'm never going to buy this game. I'm never going to do this. These things suck. Like, okay, so now Bungie looks at that comment. If somebody by chance sees it, right? And they're like, okay, this guy's never going to buy the game. Why would we do anything for him? Like, if you actually make a point of, hey, if you did this, I would buy this. If somebody from Bungie sees that, why would they not take note of that? Just think in a very basic sense here, people. I mean, you can make a difference. The Lux bonus in the premium purchases that we've mentioned today was like a perfect example of that. The whole community complained about the premium currency and they changed that. Like, we made a comment about it. Tons of other people made comments about it, and they changed it because people were constructive. That's what the game studios want. They want the players to buy the game. They want the players to enjoy the game. They want the players to buy the skins, man. Like, if you just shut it down and you're not constructive with your feedback, then that closes that loop. There's no loop of like talking to the developer to get what you want in your game. You have to talk to them. You have to go in the Discord and make a recommendation.
You're killing a game. Like, you guys are actively going to kill a game that you haven't even played. You're getting mobs upon mobs upon mobs of people who have nothing better to do with their lives, that used to be gamers, that now come home, get on Reddit, and jerk off while they talk about how much Marathon looks like Roblox. That's what these folks are doing. And guess what? All of you ex-Destiny players that wanted Destiny 3 so badly, you are going to kill Bungie and you're never going to get Destiny 3. And then it's going to be no one's fault but yours. And then you can sit there and jerk off to whatever other game you want. But guess what? You people are killing video games. Let me harken back to the good old days of video games when we would sit out at midnight and wait for Halo 2 to come out. You remember that, DB? When you sat outside a GameStop waiting for fucking Halo 2 to come out, drinking Mountain Dew in a fucking tent. I remember that. I remember when a new game came out and it was awesome, people had nothing but great stuff to say about it. Like, they talk about it on forums, they talk about it across whatever. We just talk about it because it was new and it was a new thing that we were excited about. And we were so excited. And the people who didn't really like it, guess what? They just didn't play it. They just went and bought something else. I don't know when we got to this place of like, a new thing has to be bad, or there can only be one thing in a space. Dude, competition is what makes games good. I'm going to tell you right now, because Arc Raiders is getting glazed so hard, Arc Raiders getting stale a little bit. And because of that, Embark doesn't feel like they have to do anything to get rid of that staleness, except maybe release a new map every once in a while and reskin a few different Arc. I don't know about you, DB, but I was a little underwhelmed by the Fireflies. I was a little underwhelmed by the Comets. If anything, it was just a reskinned Pop and a reskinned Hornet. And so, like, it was fine. But like, it felt lazy. It didn't really feel like there was anything good going into it. It's because there's no competition anymore. Arc Raiders is the best thing ever. And so let's make another game just as good as Arc Raiders. Because then guess what? Embark has to get off its ass and make content. Marathon, Bungie has to be held to a higher standard and get off its ass and keep making content. And other games that come into this space, extraction shooters, that if you're listening to this podcast, we mostly talk about extraction shooters right now. Yeah. I mean, they need the competition, and they're going to keep coming out and getting better and better and better as time goes on because they have this competition like it was back in the day. Here, I'll give an example to everybody who's listening right now, right? If you're listening to this podcast, do you know why Silent Hill exists?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's like an old horror game.
Okay. The reason why Silent Hill exists is because Resident Evil was very successful.
Hell yeah.
And the studio that made Silent Hill originally wanted to get a piece of that pie. And so they went to a very famous game director now, was nobody back in the day, Keiichiro Toriyama. Because of what I am talking about right now, competition, good games in the same space, we have Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
We have better Resident Evil games. Because of Resident Evil 6 failing, we got what I love, Resident Evil 7 and 8, and now 9, which I haven't played yet, but I've heard is amazing for people who like Resident Evil games. Point being, competition drives industry. And if we just all sit there and ride one game, you're all going to kill that game because the creators of it aren't going to have to make content updates. They're not going to have to release as much because they're just going to sit there and stroke themselves in the money that they're making. And then that game is going to die because all of you are going to get bored of it. You see what I'm saying? Make purchases of games in the same space if you like a certain genre. And if you don't like it, hey man, if you're on a PC, get it refunded through Steam. Steam's great about that. And if you're on console, dude, I'm sorry. Maybe you made a bad purchase. It happened to me with fucking Firebreak. PC Firebreak was awful. I still haven't played any of the new updates. It really rubbed me the wrong way because I'm a huge Remedy fanboy. Things fail, and that's okay. You know what? You get snubbed sometimes.
Okay, and I'm going to bring it full circle here, all right?
Okay,
so
hit me with it.
The game that you bought that you think might be a mistake with your support could be something good. No Man's Sky is a perfect example of that.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank
I
you.
bought that game on release. I hated that game. I literally tried to go back in and return my PlayStation 4 copy to Best Buy after I had opened it because it had so many bugs on launch that I was like, this is unplayable. How can I, it's not even worth me having. And now I have that game again. I've bought it again after returning it and making a big fuss. And I have it on PlayStation. I have it on PC. And 10 years later, it's one of the best space games that's out there. Just because the community was there and gave them constructive support. There was a lot of angry people, but there were also a lot of people who appreciated the game and helped them tune it. On the other side of that, the developer was huge too, because they really cared about the game and they stuck with it and actually listened to people, changed things and added the things they wanted. And with that constructive criticism, games can go from something you hate that you might regret buying to maybe 5 years later, it's a really great game that a lot of people regard highly. So, we'll circle back and maybe FBC Firebreak will be something in a couple of years. Maybe it'll be gone. They do, they go either way, but
Remedy is known for keeping up with games. So I'll check back. I want to go try the Rogue version of the game. And I have faith in Remedy. I love it. I'm a huge Remedy fanboy. I'm going to buy the new Control game, Control Resonant, on release. I'm pre-ordering that shit. Even though Firebreak pissed me off. I'm not going to sit there and just be like, oh, they're terrible now. Is the game 5 years later finally getting good fair to us as people? No, it's not. But what better option do we have? COD 87? Fucking Halo 76, dude. This is what you guys are asking for. Peanut made a point about this in one of his streams the other day. If you keep going down this route of what you guys are all doing of just constantly shitting on new things when they come out, you're getting COD 87. You're getting fucking Battlefield 95. You're getting fucking Halo 76. You are never going to get anything new ever again. Look at movies right now. Movies are so scared to do something new. All we get is sequels and prequels and remakes. That is all we get outside of indie studios. That's what's going to happen to video games. It's kind of already happening. We're at a place right now where most games in State of Play for PlayStation were remakes and re-releases. That pissed me the fuck off. There was a few new games on there. Out of do you guys remember State of Play 5 years ago? Even 5 years ago. It was maybe 1 or 2 remakes and then a bunch of new games. And now it's just all remakes. Because guess what? Every single studio is scared to do something new because they're going to get shit on so hard by the community that likes their game, and the people who don't like their game, that it's not going to make any money and they're going to go out of business.
Yeah. I think that it's important to keep that in mind when you do buy a game, and when you're looking for games. I think, going back to your point, it is important to just support the things that interest you. If you buy a game that you're on the fence about that has a cool subject or a cool new mechanic, even if it's not great, hop in their Discord, help them make it better, and you'll be surprised at how much the developers actually care to listen to you. Like, if you put it out in a positive way, in the right means, they're listening. Bungie, a massive brand, is listening to people. These smaller developers, they're going to be listening even more. Don't be afraid to try indie games. Don't be afraid to try any game. I mean, Marathon included. If you're on the fence, be constructive and curate what you want out of the game. Like, just buying it, putting your hands up and going, I'm never going to do this again. Like,
30 minutes in.
you're probably going to regret that if it's a decent game. Like, No Man's Sky was a great example for me. It was really rough on launch, but they had this ideal and they had a lot of things they wanted to do, and they did it. And the game got really good. And if I had stuck with it on the PlayStation, I probably would have had more fun. And, that goes for a lot of games. Marathon, Arc, like, there's a massive list of indie games that we'll get into. I want to do an episode talking about all the silly stuff I buy on Steam for sure, because I have a ridiculous amount of random friend slop games that we got to get into once you get a PC.
Yeah, no, and I actually want to do a whole series on that, of like the journey of a fucking console player having a PC for the first time and trying to learn to play games on it. Because I'm going to tell you and the whole community, I don't give a fuck how much any of you hate me for saying this, bro. The only game I actually ever played PC on was League of Legends on my shitty Lenovo laptop from 2009 back in 2020. And that's my only experience with keyboard play. And I haven't played League in like years, so I'm gonna suck ass on a keyboard, but I'm not gonna go to a controller. I'm actually going to push through, and I'm gonna get a better keyboard for gaming. I'm gonna get a better mouse, because this is not a good mouse for gaming. I want to document that journey for you folks who may be considering buying a PC but are too scared for whatever reason of like not being good enough on the keyboard. It's too expensive. I want to help with the accessibility there as much as possible, especially from the viewpoint of somebody who's been doing what a lot of people I'm finding think is cheap gaming my entire life, because people do think console is cheaper gaming. That's kind of the point of consoles, is they're like a way to play video games without having to invest in a PC.
Yeah, that is an important distinction, I think, that some people are a little confused on. I went into a match earlier today. Sorry to call back to the game.
No, you're fine.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
like, I had a dude try to make the comment to me earlier that PC gamers were cheapskates and console players weren't. And I was very confused by that.
PCs are very expensive. What the
I
fuck
know,
is that
and
guy talking about?
I was like, dude, my experience coming from like Fortnite from console to PC was just night and day difference because of like the aiming in a shooter game. Moving to PC, once you get comfortable, you have a lot better ability to aim. If you are a coordinated person, you can aim better on PC. I promise anybody out there.
But yeah, no, I would agree with that, because in League, I was like button mashing and like moving around constantly. And that was like my first thing that I was like, whoa, this is very jarring how much granularity I have with like what I can move. And it's weird. But like, yeah, if you think PC owners are cheapskates, for one, PCs are the only console you actually have to like show love to. And people don't get me wrong. It's just like consoles where people just fucking let them rot in a corner, and then they start to go wrong, and you get posted on Instagram as the dude who has cockroaches in his motherboard from one of these PC repair people that post reels that I watch. I think it's really funny when people mistreat the thing that they spend most of their time using. Weird. But like, dude, you have to like know how to use a computer. Even people who like don't really know how to use a computer prior to being a PC owner, bro, they can tell you how to update a BIOS. They can tell you how to run some command line stuff. They can tell you how to do just about quite a few things on a computer that are necessary, because they ran into an issue with their computer and were like, fuck, I want to play video games. I have to figure out how to fix this now. And they went and did it because they didn't want to pay somebody else to do it. You don't really have to do that on console unless you do some really dumb shit, or you want to, in newer generation consoles, install more memory, which like is really easy. It's the same as putting together a PC, but it's just one step of it.
Yeah, you just add the SSD. Yeah, I don't know where that guy was coming from. Definitely a little off base. He said he was streaming, and I told him to turn it into a clip. So if you're out
Good.
there, dude, make that into a clip because that's your take.
And just
Man. But yeah, I am excited to get into some marathon tonight. I think I have been missing Arc Raiders. I think I'm gonna hop in some Arc, man. You gotta hop in with me.
I'll
We'll
hop
check
into
it
some Arc
out.
with you.
Yeah, we'll see how the matches are after the expedition and see how people are feeling. I think it'll be nice to hear some voices. Some voices in the distance.
I mean,
Hey there,
I'm
Raiders.
gonna shoot them. But yeah, no, that's perfectly. I'm sorry, man. I
Yeah.
have marathon PTSD at this
Yeah.
point. I think a few people in Arc Raiders do, because I did a match the other day on Hurricane, and there was no comms. Someone would just roll up on me just like Marathon and just fucking pump me full of lead. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got on comms while I was down, and I was like, hey, you've been playing Marathon, man? And he's like, oh yeah, what skin do you run? And we actually ended up talking while I was down for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he knocked me because he was like, yeah, I'm still gonna take your shit. And I was like, yeah, go for it.
This is how it is, brother.
This is how
This
it
is
is,
the
brother. Hit
new-
me with this is the way, and that's fine. I'm cool with that, man. Hit me with all the bloodthirstiness. That's totally okay. But hell yeah, man. Just for context, he was an assassin player.
Surprise, surprise. Well, yeah, it's been great, dude. I can't believe it's already been an hour and a half. If you've made it this far, thank you. Let us know what you think of our little nuggets of information. If there is a tip you have for people playing Marathon that's like the thing you tell all your friends, drop it in the comments below. We're always looking for new info, and we're excited to see what comes of this game. Make sure
Join the
to
Discord. We want to play with you.
I was just about to say, make sure to join the Discord. Make sure to hit us up on all the socials. We've got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We've got our own Discord channel now where you can join for the LFG, check out some of our chats, see what goop people are getting, and find yourself a squad. Thanks for joining Buttons and Buds, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.